Hi and welcome to another episode of Toby's Barbecue Corner. Today we're making the juiciest Sriracha ranch chicken sandwich ever. So what you need for it and how to do it, I'm going to show you in this episode. And this is what we need for today. Now obviously we need some chicken, and today we're going to be using boneless, skinless chicken thighs simply because they do tend to be very juicy when we barbecue them. What else do we need? We need some cheese, so this is some gouda cheese. We need some garlic, some bacon, tomato, a little bit of lemon juice. You need some lettuce, your preferred one. I shredded this one up. You need some pickles, you need some buttermilk, you need some sour cream, you need some sriracha, and this one is actually a coconut sriracha, so I'm actually quite excited to try it. You need some mayonnaise, you need some other herbs, dill, chives, as well as parsley. Obviously you need some burger buns, and yeah, that'll be it. And in addition, not to forget, well, I forgot the rub, so we need that as well. And then you need some accoutrements. If you have a microplane, that's really great for the garlic, it melts right in. You know, obviously something to whisk in a little while, a sharp knife, and then to brine the chicken, because we'll be brining that chicken, you need a Ziploc bag or a freezer bag, because it's going to go in the fridge for 4 to 8 hours. And also the ranch dressing, you can prepare it in advance. You can even prepare it the night before, so everything like that can be very, very easy. You know, obviously the longer it sits in the brine, as well as the longer the ranch dressing has, it really mixes all these flavors together. So that is absolutely perfect. So that's what we're going to do. Right, with the chicken, what you want to do is you want to check, you know, if there's any remnants of bone or any, you know, anything else, cartilage that you don't want to eat. And, you know, obviously that there's no skin on it. You can leave the fat on and then you just throw it in. Now the nice thing is these stay super moist, as I said before. You know, but obviously, yes, you can use chicken breast for your sandwich as well, or for your burger. But I like to use these. They give it a bit of a different texture. Yeah, as I said, they stay nice and juicy. Alright, so we're going to check that, and then we're going to create the brine. For the brine, all we need is a cup of pickle juice, and obviously I'm making a mess, and the cup is about 250 milliliters. So right about here. And yes, you can use the pickles later on if you want for the burger. Then we need 2 cups of buttermilk. 1, 2, there we go. And then you need anywhere between 2 to 4 teaspoons of the sriracha sauce to spice it up. I'm going to start off with 2, give it a stir, give it a quick taste, because obviously you can always put in, you can never take out. So let's give that a quick stir. And obviously you can scale that up. I might actually be doing a little bit more of the buttermilk, because we obviously have 8 of those lovely thighs. Yeah, I think we're gonna scale that up a little bit and empty that bottle. There we go. Let's give it a quick taster. I think it can use 2 more of the sriracha. There we go. And the pickle juice is really coming through on this one, so it's actually really nice. So it's going to brine the chicken quite nicely. And then all we do, we pour it right on top of the chicken. And yes, that is a good bit. And then what you want to do is obviously try to squeeze out as much air as you can. When you close it, obviously vacuum packing is good too, but then you really have to make sure that yeah, you don't draw out any of these of the juices of the brine. And now they go in the fridge, anywhere between 4 to 8 hours, preferably overnight. And what I like to do is, in order to make sure that nothing runs out, let me see if I have one. I'll put it in one of those containers or ceramic forms, so in case something leaks, it doesn't leak all over your fridge. So let's make our ranch dressing. Now obviously I know, yes, you can buy ranch dressing, but if you have all the ingredients at home, why not do it yourself? And it's fairly simple. So what you do is you take about 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, and that can be any mayonnaise you have. You take 2 tablespoons of sour cream. Then you add in your parsley, your dill, and your chives. And of course, I'm going to put all the ingredients and the measurements in on the bottom of my video. What you then do is you take your microplane and you grate your garlic, and I think it's absolutely fantastic because the garlic melts right in. You know, there's no way you can chop it that finely by hand, even if you try. At least I can't. So you can, if you can, send me a link to a video, show me how to do it. I always like to improve my knife skills. So if you do like 1 garlic clove, like a large one, that's fine. We're talking about, I don't know, like half a teaspoon maybe. So don't overdo it. And make sure you don't grate your fingers. Alright, so that should do it. Make sure you get all that lovely grated garlic off your microplane. Then we're going to add in a little bit of lemon juice. And yeah, here we're also talking about half a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more, depending on how much you do. And then we're going to stir it a little bit, make sure everything mixes nicely. And obviously you can tell it is still rather thick, but it will go on top of our salad later on. Now, what else do we do? We add about a teaspoon of buttermilk. And again, you're going to stir it, and we're going to see how liquidy it gets, because obviously we don't want it too runny, we don't want it too thick, but this looks like a good about style already. You're going to take a little bit of your favorite rub. I'm using my house rub. Add that to it. And then in the end, to spice it up a little bit, not too much, we're going to add some more Sriracha sauce, and that's also about, like a teaspoon maybe. Again, you can always put in, you can never take out. But it also will add nicely to the color. And that's pretty much it, you know, because obviously the house rub, it has salt, it has pepper, it has a little bit of paprika, so we don't need anything else to put in there. Maybe a little bit more. And then it can go in the fridge, and really all these flavors can mix. Alright, a couple of hours for me, just a split second for you. I'll see you once we take the chicken out of the brine. Exactly 8 hours later, the chicken has brined sufficiently. No accidents in the fridge, but you know, never go without one. Better be safe than sorry. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take them off, and we're just going to place them on an oven tray with a little bit of baking paper on it, and then we're going to dab them dry because we still want to season them. But it smells lovely of the brine. So let's quickly dab them dry a little bit. Now you don't have to, you know, do overly much. We want a little bit of moisture on them simply because we obviously want the rub to stick, but obviously they shouldn't be swimming in the brine anymore. But it should have had sufficient time now to soak in and really penetrate the meat on all levels. Alright, here we go. And then, as before, we're using our house rub. Give them a little bit of a sprinkle. It will help with the color later on. And we're going to be cooking direct and indirect today on my enders. And I'll see you outside with the setup in a minute. As I said, we're going to be working with 2 zones. So this one is hot. We're going to barbecue the chicken on it, and then on here we're going to start off with our bacon. And you really don't want to be too hot because we are obviously trying to also capture all that bacon grease, and we're going to fry our burger buns in it in a second. So really make sure, you know, stay on top of it. Once it starts to brown, flip them over, make sure they turn out nice. The bacon is starting to look the way we want it, so we're going to take it off. And you need about a bacon slice and a half per burger bun later on to act as kind of like a barrier for the bread and the rest of the moisture, so that your burger bun on the bottom doesn't get too soggy. And what we're going to do next is we're going to try to capture all that lovely bacon grease in our burger buns. So we're going to give them a little bit of a fry. Obviously you can use butter as well, but why waste the grease? Just make sure, you know, if you're dealing with heat here, check it frequently because you don't want to burn it. Alright, let's have a quick look. It's about a minute in, and now they're starting to get some good color, so let's be careful not to overdo it. But now it's time to put on the chicken, and we're going to throw it directly on the direct zone and give them a good sear. Obviously with chicken you have to be careful, so you can try to convince it to come loose a little bit, you know, and you should only flip it when it's coming loose on its own accord, just like that. And we're going to be getting some great color already here. And it looks like we're going to be ready for that second batch in a minute. Right, the second batch of chicken is on. Move the chicken over here, and it's basically an indirect zone now because obviously, yes, the griddle plate is still hot, but it's not on. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add the cheese that we sliced earlier right on top, and we're going to let that melt. The chicken has reached its internal temperature of 71 degrees, and now it's time to build our burger. So obviously we're going to start off with the bun, and I love that they have that little bit of color. And as I said, we need about, yeah, like a bacon slice and a half, kind of like as a moisture barrier. Then we're going to put on our tomato. Then on comes the chicken with the cheese, and look at that. Now we're going to add a good heap of salad on top. And don't worry, yes, it might fall down right now, but we're going to add our Sriracha ranch dressing on the top just like that, and look, it is not runny anymore. So it has nicely thickened in the fridge. Let's add the leaves back to it. You can use it as glue. And then on it goes. And now I think I'm going to give that the center cut. And look at this, guys. I think this is really worthy of a chicken sandwich, and we're gonna dig in now. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video about the juiciest Sriracha ranch chicken sandwiches ever. It was just juicy. What can I say? So, yeah, I mean, chicken thighs, or boneless, skinless chicken thighs, they maintain their juiciness all throughout the cook. Once they hit 71, you can pull them off, let them rest for a couple of minutes, and then you just build your burger. The homemade Sriracha ranch dressing was absolutely delicious as well. So if you have the ingredients at home, by all means, you know, make it yourself rather than buying it. Now, if you did enjoy the video, I would appreciate a comment and a thumbs up. Please head over to that subscribe button for more great videos to come, and I hope to see you soon again at Toby's Barbecue Corner.